versus force. What is up, Alien Army? I am Hawkins, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore. And on this channel, we discuss everything out of this world. So today's topic, we're going to be discussing power versus force. So I'm sure you guys have heard of this book. It's written by David Hawkins, I believe, and it's literally called Power versus Force. So I first stumbled upon this book a long time ago because someone recommended it to me, and at first I was like, wait, we're talking about this? Like, I don't know if that's really interesting, because it was about like kinesiology and muscle function and yada yada. But then when you get into it, when you get past the science and you just look at it like power versus force, that famous chart that everyone always posts up, we see the different level of consciousness that is affecting one in a human vessel. So we have the lower end of the spectrum, which would be more lower vibrational energy, and that would be considered force. And we have the higher end of the spectrum, which would be the higher vibrational energy, and that is considered power. So what is the difference? Power attracts from within, force pushes from without. So we can say that power, when something is power, right, it's a power source. You want to think of that stereotypical saying like moths to a flame. The power is the light source. It's just generating itself. It's just standing there. It ain't trying to do nothing. And that energy is such high vibrational, we can picture as literally being the light. Then you have the moths coming, and it's attracting the moths because the moths want the fucking light. So if you want to think of someone who is powerful energetically, this is someone who attracts things. That's why we talk about law of attraction and how motherfuckers attract shit. You don't have to lift a finger. You just fucking sit and be in your motherfucking power. I am power. So what is force? Force, as I said, is pushing from without. So force is something that is exerted when someone doesn't feel powerful on the inside. So now it's like they think that energy is coming from the outside, and it really isn't. Energy is being charged up within the soul in the human vessel, and then things are being magnetized to it. That's how you manifest your desires. The more powerful your aura is, the more quickly you're going to manifest whatever the fuck you want and live out your dream in the 3D plane. So when one is being forceful, they are not aware that the power comes from within, so they're trying to exert power. That's why I said pushing from without, because their perception is that they are without power, so they have to force it, they have to exert it. So that is the main difference. So when we are talking about, especially in terms of manifestation, the power vibrations, where things are more likely to be attracted to you, and I mean high vibe things, because if you got that fucking lantern lit, I mean, you attracted more than moths, you know what I'm saying? You
attracted a fucking butterfly, the creme de la creme, you know what I mean?
Good vibes attracts to you because like attracts like. So when you're in a powerful state of vibration, the things that you are attracting are of substantial caliber. When you are in a state of being forceful, when you're trying to force the third dimensional realm to change, to bend, to suit your will, but you're trying to force it via physical actions in your reality, what's happening is that you're totally unaware or have forgotten about momentarily the power that you have within you to generate that energy inside you, that electrical charge, so that things are magnetized to you. So when you're in that 3D ego mind trap, you're trying to push things and mold things in your reality. You're trying to force shit, right? Force, trying to exert force. You're not exuding power, you're exerting force. So force is like basically you're trying to push things. You might be trying to force things to work out in your 3D realm, but they're just not, because you already have a limited perspective. You are not aware in the moment that the power is within you, and you expect it to be somewhere outside. That's why you're trying to move things around in your physical realm environment, trying to force shit to happen when you don't need to do shit. All you do is be in your power, sit back, relax, and attract. So power is essentially confidence, and force is lack of confidence. So I mean, if you're a powerful individual, you're gonna already know that you have confidence. Like, you are confidence, right? If you're powerful. But if you're a forceful individual, that doesn't mean necessarily that you lack confidence. If you're aggressive, it just means that in the context where you're trying to utilize excess force is that you lack confidence that you can generate it from within. You're still looking for something without. So power being the confidence that I am, whatever it is that you wish to experience, whatever it is you wish to see in your 3D realm, I am, boom, and you sit in your power of that, and then it becomes magnetically charged to you. When you are trying to exert force, trying to get that same manifestation to occur, there is some sense of lack on the inside that you feel you must do things on the outside, because when one is charged up and in tune with universal forces.
That's pretty funny. Universal forces, we're talking about power versus force.
Anyway, so when you are in alignment with the universe, you know that the power is within you always and nothing needs to be forced. You utilize universal forces, but you do not force anything. So in the context that I'm talking about, when you are trying to force things to mold and shape in your physical realm experience, you are not exuding the power that you know you are going to attract it. You have some sort of lack in that area or in that moment when you're exerting brute force to change something in the 3D without tuning into the power of yourself that is always connected to source, the I am, then that is when shit can hit the fan, simply because now you're moving shit in the 3D realm and you don't even know exactly what you're doing because you're not tapped in. You're being forceful because it's a false sense of power to be forceful, to try to force something, because it's the ego. That's how the ego recognizes power. It's like, whoosh, I'm gonna force this.
What?
And they're not even aware that there are universal forces to be utilized to manifest, to align with whatsoever you wish. So when someone is in power mode, they are the power. They are aware of universal forces, different types of energies and intentions, and the way that the universe moves with synchronicity. It's aware of the forces, but it's not trying to force anything, and it's not utilizing force, it's exuding power. So that's really what I wanted to talk about in regards to this book. That is how the information of this book is conveyed to me in terms of what is the difference betwixt power versus force. So it's an interesting read if you want to check it out, and that scale, I definitely think you should check it out. Not that you probably haven't seen it already all over the place, but
it's always good to revert back to just to see where exactly you're at on the scale in the moment, you know?
That's what I have for you today. I am Oculus, the alien next door. We will chit chat again soon.